This is quite the situation we're in. I haven't uploaded a video in a really long time. I think this coronavirus situation is giving me a good opportunity to start uploading again. My work got shut down, so I'm not working for 2 weeks. So I guess I have to do this for now just to kind of get by and manage my time. I'm really trying to avoid being lazy and doing nothing, which is kind of what I did the first 2 days of me being off work. But I'm here now. I'm gonna start uploading some videos, and I'm gonna start with this one just because it fits my niche. I think at some point I'm going to shift my niche away from gymnastics and move more towards the weightlifting stuff I'm doing. I'm kind of retired from coaching gymnastics for now at 24 years old. So I'm going to start shifting my videos into more general fitness, weightlifting, stuff like that. So this might be my last gymnastics specific video for a while, but I think with everything going on, it's a good time to give you guys something that's actually going to help you workout wise. So to give a real introduction, this video is going to be a list of gymnastics movements and workouts you can do at home while you're stuck inside during the quarantine. If you're not a gymnast, you can still use a lot of these things. So the first part I'm going to talk about is gymnastics specific movements. So I'm going to leave a little time skip somewhere so you can switch to more general strength and conditioning work. Towards the end of the video, I'm also going to talk about programming, so how you can structure your exercises and your workouts in a way that's going to progress you. All of that's really going to depend on how long we're locked down for, depending on the state you live in, how old you are, if you have access to any gym or any equipment. That's all going to affect how you do this stuff, so I'm just going to give a general layout of how to structure the workouts and how to do them properly. So first point I'm going to talk about is, if you are a gymnast, the way you're going to want to start these workouts is probably with your stretching routine. So I'm sure everyone who is a gymnast has a current stretching routine they do in practice. So that's something you're going to want to start these workouts with. At home, you should be able to do most of your stretching exercises. If you need bands or stuff like that, you might have to cut those things out. But you should be definitely working towards splits, pancake, and pike stretch as your main focus for flexibility. As a gymnast, your main focus during this time is going to be improving your handstand and your L holds. Both of those moves can progress to more advanced moves. Handstand, you're going to learn a press handstand, then a pike press, and a jab press. For the L hold, you're going to move towards a V hold, and then eventually a mana. Both of those require a ton of flexibility too, so make sure you're doing that stretching before you start working out. Now, you can program these exercises however you'd like. My recommendation is to start with the handstand, since they're a little bit more skill oriented versus strength. So what I think you should do is start by going up to a wall, kick into a handstand, hold against the wall, hold as long as you can. Eventually you're going to get tired, you're going to come down, rest for a minute to 2 minutes, and then kick into another handstand. Hold that one as long as you can. You're probably not going to be able to hold it as long as you did the first one. That's totally fine. You're fatiguing the body and building that balance and stability in your shoulders. Once you fall down from that second handstand, you're going to repeat and do it a third time, and then you will be done with that exercise. Now, another thing you can do with your handstand is work on handstand push-ups. So, same thing, you'll kick up against the wall, hold your handstand, get your elbows locked out at the top, and then you're going to come down, drop your head to the ground, and press back up. Some people aren't going to be strong enough to do these, and that's okay. Try and go as low as you can. You can do other variations of this exercise. So you can put your feet up on your bed, for example, push your butt into the air, and then drop your head to the ground in between your hands. That's going to emulate the position of a handstand and a shoulder press, so you'll still be building strength in that way to help your handstand. Another obvious thing you can do to work on the handstand is just kick up into a freestanding handstand. Especially if you're an intermediate or more advanced, you're going to want to do this as much as you can so you can continue building the balance and control in the handstand position. Same idea, you can kick into a handstand, hold for as long as you can, freestanding. If you can go outside and you have space outside, you could also do some handstand walks as well. Your next movement is going to be those L holds. So what I want you to do for the L holds, if you're a beginner, is you're going to try and use a chair if you can. If you don't have access to a stable chair, you can just use the ground. But I want you to try and lift the legs to the L position with your knees locked and your toes pointed. You don't need to hold it, just hit the position, drop the legs back down, and then immediately try and press them back up. You're going to do this 5 times, and then you're going to rest 10 seconds. Then you're going to do another set of 5, rest 10 seconds, another set of 5, rest 10 seconds. So that's a set of 3, 5 leg lifts. Once you've done this, you're going to rest again 1 minute to 2 minutes for a second set. Then you're going to repeat, same idea, lift the legs 5 times. You don't need to hold it. Drop, rest for 10 seconds, lift again 5 times, rest 10 seconds, and then lift again 5 times. You're going to do 3 sets of that, and then you should be done. If you're an intermediate or more advanced, you can do true L holds where you're not just lifting the legs. So you can go into an L position on your chair or on the ground, hold for as long as you can, drop, rest, repeat, hold as long as you can, drop, rest, and repeat 1 more time. Again, you guys can do whatever set and rep ranges you prefer. It depends on your ability levels. I'm saying max holds and max reps just because it's the easiest for some of you, especially for these movements that aren't as taxing on your body because you're not using weights. You can do things like max repetitions, max sets, and you should still be able to recover pretty well for the next day. Alright, quick recommendation too before I move forward with the exercises. You're probably going to want to do 3 upper body exercises, 3 core exercises, and 1 lower body exercise if you're a gymnast. I would do this daily, 6 days a week. That's my general guideline. At the end of the video, I'm going to talk about other ways you can program the workouts to work for you. Next is going to be upper body exercises. So there are a ton of exercises you can do at home, body weight, and even with weights or objects you have at home, you can totally make up a ton of exercises that will benefit you in terms of gymnastics or just general strength and conditioning. So we're going to start with push-ups. Push-ups, super simple. If you're a gymnast, you probably already have the ability to do them properly. If not, think about getting your chest all the way down, keeping your body flat, pressing back up with locked elbows. You are going to treat this the same way you treat the handstands. Do sets of max repetitions. You can do about 3 sets and you should be good to go. There are other variations you can do as well. So with the push-ups, you can do tempo push-ups. For those, you go 3 seconds down, press back up quickly. Another variation you can do is add weight. So you can put some object on your back, and that should make the push-ups more difficult, especially if they're getting too easy for you. So you can do sets of 50 to 70 push-ups. There's really not as much benefit for you to continue doing those body weight movements. Try and add weight as efficiently as you can. It's very tough, especially if you don't have someone helping you with the push-ups or with putting the weight on your back. As you continue to get better with the push-ups, you're also going to want to vary your hand position. So one of the more difficult ones is a diamond. So put your hands in a diamond, drop your chest to that diamond. These push-ups are super challenging, especially for my gymnasts when I was coaching them. Still try to drop your chest all the way to the ground. If you can't do it, maybe stick to regular push-ups and wait till you get stronger and then advance to those diamond push-ups. Another variation is wide arm. This will definitely work your chest muscles a bit more. So you'll put your hands in a wider formation, elbows will be out to the sides. The last variation for hand position would be backwards hands. So your fingers will face towards your legs. When you do this, it's going to emulate a plunge a little bit more, and you're going to have to keep your elbows tied to your body. To advance that one specifically, you're going to actually lean forward like a plunge, have your shoulders forward in front of your hands, and then do those push-ups. Those are super challenging, and it's easy to progress those because you can continue increasing your lean, and that'll help you move towards a plunge eventually. So that brings me to another plunge exercise. You can just do general plunge leans. You can go into a push-up position, keep the elbows locked, lean the shoulders in front of the hands as far as you can, and then push back to that push-up position. I think as a beginner, when you're not used to that position, you're going to want to start with those. Get to a position that's challenging but allows you to press back to the push-up position, and do sets of 5 moving through those positions. As you get more advanced, you can do holds in that plunge position. I would try, if it's comfortable, to be on the tops of your feet as you do the leans, and then keep socks on too, because if you don't have socks, it's going to be harder to slide through the position. One efficient push-up workout my gymnasts would do is called 10-10-10-10. So for that workout, you just do 10 regular push-ups, switch to 10 diamond push-ups, switch to 10 wide arm push-ups, and then switch to 10 backwards hand push-ups. And you do all of that with no rest. You go right through the 10 push-ups of each, so you're getting sets of 40. That's definitely pretty advanced. If you are not as good at push-ups, you can start with lower reps. So maybe do 5 of each, and then advance the reps as you improve over the weeks. Alright, so the next upper body exercise I'll talk about is dips. This one I'll move through pretty quickly. You can use a chair or your bedside for these, but basically you'll put your hands out, lock the elbows at the top with your legs in front of the chair or in front of your bed, and then you're just going to bend your elbows 90 degrees, press back up. These are going to be pretty easy for most gymnasts, so another way to make them more challenging is to do them with the tempo, just like the push-ups. So 3 seconds on the way down, and then fast on the way up. You'll definitely be able to get higher reps on these than the push-ups. Final upper body exercise I'm going to talk about is rows. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, you're not going to be able to work your back muscles as well as you need to. Body weight back workouts are very challenging to figure out how to do if you don't have any equipment at all. So what you can do is grab some sort of heavy object you have at home, whether it's a gallon of milk, a super long book. You could grab a full garbage bag. I don't know. You could just grab anything that's heavy in your house. And what you're going to do is either bend your hips 90 degrees with your chest facing the ground. Well, you'll do that regardless. But you can either do that while standing up, or you can do that over your bed. Put one arm down on the bed, and then using one arm, you're going to row that heavy object to your chest, pulling the elbow back, and then you're going to slowly drop it back down, pull it back up again. So you're going to be utilizing a tempo with this too, because I'm sure you won't be able to find a heavy enough object to make these challenging without the tempo. For the rows, I probably don't want you doing max reps. You might want to do sub-maximal repetitions. So you might end up doing 3 sets of 15 reps with that tempo, and your back should get pretty sore once you finish that exercise. And just that exercise alone should be enough to work your back in a proper manner without much equipment. Alright, next is going to be core exercises. I'm going to be able to move through this part pretty fast because most gymnasts already have a bank of ab exercises in their head to work on. So first one's going to be sit-ups. My recommendation, since you're probably not going to have something holding your feet, is to do butterfly sit-ups. So this is more of a CrossFit specific movement, but what you'll do is clasp the bottoms of your feet together, push the knees out, and then as you come to the bottom of your sit-up, you're going to touch the ground behind your head, use your arms to lift up, and then touch your feet and come back down. You're going to be able to get a ton of reps of these. They're pretty easy. It's a pretty basic ab exercise. In combination with those, you can do sets of other movements. So maybe you'll do a set of 20 butterfly sit-ups, and then you'll do something like 20 hollow rocks. After you do the 20 hollow rocks, you can then do a 30-second plank and then rest. These combinations are what's going to make those core exercises challenging for you. If you just do 200 butterfly sit-ups, you're not going to progress very far because your body is doing so many reps of the same thing. There isn't enough variation for you to improve. And especially if you're already a gymnast, you probably have a base of conditioning where something like that isn't going to help you progress. So think of different combinations of these exercises that are going to make you better. Another basic core exercise you can do is what our gymnastics team would call crunches. So for the crunch, you're going to be on your butt, you're going to tuck the knees to your chest, keep your arms straight out in front of you, and you'll be able to cycle through these super quickly. So similar to the sit-up, you'll be able to get a ton of reps in. Again, you're going to want to combine it with other exercises to make it more challenging. Some of those more challenging exercises are going to be things like hollow rocks, hollow holds, and V-ups. If you're more advanced, you'll probably want most of your core workouts to be based around these exercises because they're going to fatigue you way quicker. If you're doing something like V-ups, you can probably do a set of 30, and that's going to be enough of an exercise to tire you out. And it's not like you're doing 200 reps of the movement so you can continue to progress as you do those. Once you get into 40, 50 reps of something, it's probably not going to benefit you as much. The last core exercise I'll talk about is something that's going to work your obliques, which is what some people call your side abs. So the exercise I'm going to tell you about is called side crunches. So you're going to be on your side. It's going to be a little uncomfortable, especially if you're on some hardwood floor like I am right now. But you're going to be on your side. You can either tuck your elbow to the ground or lay your arm out, so it's more like you're laying down. You're going to keep your legs locked, pull your legs to your chest, and try and pull your chest towards your legs. It's going to kind of be like a side V-up. You're going to try and do sets of 20 to 30 of those, and you're going to obviously hit both sides. This is going to work your obliques, and it's probably the only exercise you need to do to work those obliques. All right, final set of exercises I'm going to talk about is your lower body. So I won't go too far into this. As a gymnast, you really don't need to do a ton of lower body exercises. If you do floor or vault, you're probably going to need to do these every day just to keep some endurance and strength in your leg. So the first one I'm going to start with is just regular air squats. So for the squat, I'm a weightlifter, so I'm going to teach you a good squat. You're going to keep your feet about shoulder width apart. As you come down, you're going to keep the chest up, drive the butt back just a tiny bit, but still try and drop it straight down. Keep the knees out, and you can do whatever you want with your arms, whatever's comfortable for you. I like putting them out in front of me. That helps me with my balance. But you're going to go all the way down below parallel. If you're a gymnast, you're probably super flexible, and your butt's going to be really close to touching the ground. That's okay. Keep the knees out, keep the chest up, get as low as you can, and then drive back up. Also try and keep good balance in your feet. That's something a lot of gymnasts have trouble with because you're good at being on your toes as well. The only other lower body exercise I'm going to give you is jump sticks. So for these, pretty simple. You just jump in the air, land in a good sticking position, click the heels together, lift the arms up like you're finishing a routine. To progress these, you can add twists to them. So you can do jump half, stick, jump full, stick. As you get better and better at twisting, you can increase the amount you do it at. There's probably going to be a hard cap on that. I'm sure you're not going to be able to get more than 2 full twists in a jump. You're going to see me doing them. I'm not very good at them, and I was trying to be careful because someone was under me. So I went up to the jump full, and that was good enough for me. But make sure as you're doing these that you actually stick your landing. If you're not sticking them, don't waste your time. They're not going to help you improve with your landings, especially during this time off from actually using equipment. Alright, boom. That's my list of exercises. I hope it wasn't a jumbled mess, and I hope you kind of pick out the things that are going to actually help you improve during this time at home working out. So now let's talk about programming. Programming just means the way you structure your workouts and how many sets and reps you do of things. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, a good place to start is pick 3 upper body exercises, 3 core exercises, and 1 lower body, and just do that for the day. Your rest times are going to be about 1 to 2 minutes between your movements. Because you're not doing something that's super stressful for your body, you don't need long rest times. As a weightlifter, I'm resting 3 to 5 minutes between some of my exercises. You guys won't need to do that because you're more conditioned. You're just working high repetition movements. So a good example of a workout would be do 3 sets of max push-ups, rest 2 minutes in between those sets. Once you finish those push-ups, rest 5 minutes, and then you're gonna move on to a core exercise. So you could do something like a 1-minute plank hold, then immediately do 10 V-ups, rest a minute, repeat, 1-minute plank hold, 10 V-ups, rest a minute. For core, it's a lot easier to just make up a random complex of movements that are going to be challenging. If you're doing a harder core movement like V-ups, you could probably just do high rep sets, like sets of 20 to 30, and that'll be enough for you. Once you finish your core exercise, you're going to move on to another upper body movement. Maybe it's going to be dips. So for the dips, do 3 sets of 20 with the tempo. Rest 2 minutes in between those dips. Once you finish, rest another 5 minutes, and then do another core complex. You're going to repeat this pattern until you've done the 3 upper body movements and the 3 core movements. Then you can finish the workout with that lower body movement, whether it's the squats, squat jumps, or the jump sticks. It's up to you. Now don't think that you're locked into this pattern. You can totally change it up and do whatever fits for you. You can do 5 upper body workouts one day. Then the next day do 5 core workouts. And then the third day do all 3 of the lower body movements. This cycling is probably better for people who are more advanced because you are going to totally tax your body by doing tons of upper body movements in one day. So I just gave the easy example of doing everything every day and just not doing too many sets or reps of a certain body part. The most important thing with this programming though is that you are making it more challenging as the days and weeks go on, and the other piece is that you're actually varying your movements. These are key principles in strength and conditioning. If you are not changing up your workouts and you do the same thing every day, you're going to reach that limit of improvement very quickly. So make sure you change up the movements. I gave you a big enough list that should help you split the workouts and vary them enough to continue improving for the time being while we're stuck in this quarantine. Good luck to you with the workouts. I know it's not super ideal. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I'll be able to help you out. This should be a good time for you to shift your focus into how you're going to progress while a lot of other people are resting and not doing anything. Not only are these workouts going to improve your gymnastics ability, but you're also improving your health. If you do get sick, that doesn't have to be coronavirus, but if you get sick in any way, being fit and healthy is going to help you function and survive and recover quicker. Everyone should be doing some form of these workouts to improve their health and their fitness. During my time off, I'm going to be making a ton of other videos, and again, I'm going to be changing my niche more towards general fitness and weightlifting. So if you can stick around for those videos over the next few weeks, I'll be dropping them pretty quickly. Hopefully, I say that every time I upload a video that I'm going to upload more. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.